Canceling. I'm Ann Ludwig.
And I'm Todd Rose. Welcome to Public Eye News. Vandalism has been reported at the Iron Ore Heritage Trail. The trail, which is in Ishpeming Township, has recently had its main entrance gate damaged. Along with the damaged entrance, hazard warning signs have been destroyed and thrown into the woods, and concrete barriers have been moved, posing a risk to ATV riders. Officials are planning to possibly put up trail cameras in hopes of catching the vandals. Officials also ask that anyone using the trail report any suspicious activity they see. The residents of Niagara, Wisconsin have recently become increasingly frustrated with the construction efforts along US 141. The construction work was initially supposed to be completed by October, but now the deadline has been moved to November 1st. Locals have said the construction has not only been a disturbance, but has also posed a safety threat to residents. Although officials say the construction project should meet its deadline of November 1st without a problem, the residents highly doubt the deadline will be met.
Marquette County Circuit Court is temporarily canceling Holly Bates' sentence until January 2017. The 31 is currently serving time in the Muskegon County Jail for obstructing justice probation violation back in late September. Bates' sentence will end December 28th, where she will be extradited back to Marquette, where she will be sentenced on assault and battery. And a large amount of crystal meth was found by the Houghton County Sheriff Department Wednesday morning. Deputies responded to the domestic violence complaint where they detained two residents and proceeded with a search warrant. One man was taken into custody. No further information was given at this time.
Secretive funds are allowing Michigan lawmakers to accept corrupt cash. The investigation brought to attention that at least 50 of Michigan's 144 House and Senate members have been connected to a nonprofit or administrative account. About $12.8 billion was found in 100 accounts connected to the political parties. And a $1 million upgrade to the Gerald Ford Airport viewing area will take effect later this month. The Grand Rapids Hidden Gem is in line for upgrades to the pavilion, restaurants, new tables, nicer trash cans, and expanded parking. Tara Hernandez says, quote, "It's one of those places where you can come, park your car, bring a picnic, and watch planes come and go with your kids and grandkids," end quote. And stay tuned, because after the break, we'll have your national and international news.
He dreamed of harnessing the wind and the sun to make free energy available for everyone.
When you think about electricity, you think of Edison, but Tesla was just much more of an original American than Edison.
Tesla had a lot of obsessions and odd phobias, and yet he was enormously popular and celebrated. They did not stop him.
At the turn of the 20th century, Tesla was acclaimed. Millions of Americans knew his name. But only decades later, he was forgotten by all but a few.
Watch American Experience coming October 18th on Public TV 13.
And welcome back. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie faces an official misconduct complaint on the bridge case. Today, a judge signed a summons that will send the case to Bergen County Prosecutor's Office. The prosecutor, the same on who was appointed by the governor, will then decide if the case will be led to indictment. Official misconduct carries a possible sentence of 5 to 10 years. Governor Christie's spokesperson said he will be appealing the ruling. Donald Trump is denying new allegations of sexual improprieties after several women have come forward saying the Republican nominee touched them inappropriately in the past. And the Democratic Hillary Clinton is dealing with the release of yet more hacked emails from inside her campaign. CBS's Craig Boswell has more.
Donald Trump is on the defensive after several women came forward with stories of how they say the Republican presidential nominee touched them inappropriately in the past.
It was a real shock when all of a sudden his hands were all over me.
Jessica Leeds told the New York Times Trump grabbed her breasts and reached up her skirt during a flight in the 1980s. People magazine writer Natasha Stoynoff wrote a first-person account of a 2005 interview session at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort. He was pushing me against the wall and forcing his tongue down my throat. This morning, Trump tweeted that Stoynoff didn't include the incident in her article because it did not happen. And his campaign said the allegations trivialize sexual assault and demonstrate a new low for where the media is willing to go to determine this election. Hillary Clinton is having her own struggles, but hers come from the steady stream of hacked emails between her campaign staffers that are being released by WikiLeaks. In a 2015 email titled Needy Latinos, Clinton campaign chair John Podesta urged Clinton to call former Energy Secretary Federico Pena, who is close to committing but carrying some baggage, and former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, notwithstanding the fact that he can be a blank. Clinton blames the leaks on Russian hackers supporting Trump.
That's how desperate they are. That's all they have left, pure negativity.
More hacked emails were released today. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
A man that shot 2 Boston police officers with an assault rifle while he was wearing body armor said he was a bounty hunter. The suspect, identified as Kirk Figueroa, was shot and killed by other officers after shooting the first 2. A car with the name of a website on it was taken from the scene. The website has information about Figueroa, in short, describing him as a bounty hunter. As is standard protocol, an investigation will be conducted into the use of deadly force. Rising floodwater threatens to shut down bridges and cut off communities in North Carolina. The death toll in the state climbed to 20 and damage estimates are in the thousands. Manuel Bojorquez has the latest from Grifton, North Carolina.
A bird's-eye view of Grifton, North Carolina reveals a situation many across the state are struggling with, the threat of flooding long after Hurricane Matthew swept through.
This isn't residual flooding. This is water that's still rising here.
This is water that's still rising, right.
Grifton Police Chief Brian Cawley took us through town to survey the damage.
This is Main Street, right?
It's flooded in this part, so your community's pretty much sliced in half by this.
That is correct, yes.
Contania Creek runs through Grifton. It's one of several swollen waterways in eastern North Carolina that are funneling more than a foot of rain dropped by Hurricane Matthew. The rising waters threaten to shut down bridges in several communities.
Things that you can't change, you have to learn to accept them.
Shirlene Mobley has lived in Grifton for 61 years and lost everything when Hurricane Floyd came through here in 1999.
17 years later, you never expect to have to go through the same thing again, but you know, we're going through it, so.
Since Sunday, there have been at least 80 air rescues and thousands are displaced.
State agriculture officials say this widespread flooding has also had catastrophic effects on farms and livestock in the affected area, but it's still too early to put a dollar amount on the damage. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Grifton, North Carolina.
And after the break, we'll have your weather and sports. I was about to.
All paths to places.
Lynn didn't say I was writing a show. Lynn said I'm writing a song.
I worked on it for about a year.
When you told us, I'm going to do a rap about Alexander Hamilton, we said, well, good luck with that, right?
Our show opened on Tuesday and the world blew up.
I have more than once compared Lynn to Shakespeare.
I knew that Hamilton was going to change my life.
Hamilton is somewhere going, thank you.
Coming October 21st at 9 p.m. on Public TV 13.
Hello, welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Eric Shapiro with a look at your weather. As you can see behind me in our camera, the clouds are out. It is cold, so make sure you grab a jacket. It is mostly cloudy with a temperature of 43 degrees, winds west at 9 miles an hour, and a barometric pressure of 30.21 inches and falling. Tonight we'll see some clear skies with a low of 36 and winds southwest at 5 miles an hour. Tomorrow we'll see sunny skies with a high of 58 and winds south-southwest at 17 miles an hour. And looking across the UP, it's been fairly cloudy, like here in Sault Ste. Marie, which is mostly cloudy and 47. Manistee is 48. Escanaba is 47 and cloudy. Down here in Menominee is 60 and cloudy. In Iron Mountain, it's 43. In Ironwood, it's 40. Up here in Houghton, it's 43. And back here in Marquette, it's 43 and mostly cloudy. Now let's take a look at your weather ahead. Saturday, we'll have a high of 65, low of 55, and some thunderstorms. Sunday will be a high of 59, low of 48, and partly cloudy skies. And Monday will be a high of 60, low of 54, and some rain. So Todd, it looks like this weekend's going to be cold and rainy, so it sounds like it might be a good time to get out there and check out some hockey from the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's right, Eric. Although the weather outside is going to be cold, the action's going to be heating up with hockey. The season is underway for the NMU Wildcats after splitting last week's season opening series at the Resch Center in Green Bay with the Wisconsin Badgers. This weekend, the Cats come back to Marquette for their home opening series against Bemidji State Friday and Saturday. In home openers, the Cats are 21-13-6, and since the Barrie Events Center opened in 1999, they are 10-5-2. In Walt Kyle's time as coach, the Cats are 8-4-2 in home openers. The Bemidji State Beavers swept their two-game season opening series against Bowling Green. The puck drops for the Wildcats and Beavers matchups at 7:07 both Friday and Saturday night. Now over to baseball. Tonight is the biggest game of the season for both the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Washington Nationals. Game 5 of the NLDS between those two teams is tonight at 8 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. Rich Hill takes the mound for the Dodgers while Max Scherzer starts for the Nationals. Hill pitched Game 2 of the series and went 4 1/3 innings and gave up 4 runs. Scherzer pitched Game 1 of the series, taking the loss while giving up 4 earned runs over 6 innings. The Nationals' Daniel Murphy drove in 4 runs in Game 4, including 2 on a game-tying single. Justin Turner of the Dodgers is 5 for 11 with 4 walks and .647 on-base percentage in the series. The winner of tonight's game will face the Chicago Cubs in the NLCS. And finally, the Denver Broncos are on the road against the San Diego Chargers in Thursday night football action. The Broncos enter tonight's matchup with a strong winning record of 4-1, while the Chargers enter with a complete opposite record of 1-4. The Broncos hold wins over the Panthers, Colts, Bengals, and Buccaneers, with their only loss coming last week in Week 5 against the Falcons. The Chargers' only win came against the Jaguars in Week 2, with their losses coming against the Chiefs, Colts, Saints, and Raiders. Tonight's game from Qualcomm Stadium gets underway on CBS at 8:25. So, Ann, what is this I hear about a baby being born at the World Trade Center?
Yeah, let me tell you about it. A baby has been born at the World Trade Center's transportation hub in Lower Manhattan. Port Authority spokesman Steve Kallman says the girl is the first baby born at the Transportation Center New Grand Hall. She was delivered late Wednesday by Port Authority police officer Brian McRaw, who was trained in emergency medical technician. And researchers with the University of California, Santa Cruz say an elephant seal has set a record by swimming farther west than any other tracked elephant seal. When Phyllis arrives back in California in January, she will have completed a 7,400-mile fort-gaging adventure. The 853-pound mother of 2 covered about 3,700 miles of ocean before turning around and heading home.
Guys,
that is a lot of miles for someone to swim, gosh.
Yeah, that's a long ways. I mean, I can't even swim the length of a pool, let alone 3,000 miles.
Well, I didn't even know that they track seals to begin with.
Yeah,
Must be a new study that they're doing at Santa Cruz.
Yeah, you never know.
But that's all the time we have today, so tune in tomorrow for more news.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.